Yeah. You already know what it is. What's good, the hood? Welcome to the dark side. You already know what it is. Man, the function is here. The function is here. The function is here. Pull up. All right, you know what I mean? I'm hearing some magnificence. It's up to his old tricks, man. Boys out here. I heard they calling that thing Ratlanta right now, man. You know what I mean? I heard they calling that thing Ratlanta. What's up with that? Ain't nobody got no input on that. Ain't nobody got no, nah, I mean? Ain't nobody, you dig? Trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, it's so much going on in the industry. It's kind of hard being Snoop D or that. Let me chill. Some way keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day. That's a lot better. Yeah, man. But I heard your boy out here. I don't know. Fusing opinions of yada yada, et cetera, ain't got nothing to do with me. So, you know what I mean? Go suck him out up. So, yeah, they saying Thug is over here wilding. So we gonna bring that to the Tugger. I mean, I guess this man like being viral. He like going up with the controversy. So I guess, that's one way. It's a better way to go viral. Start telling on people. We're going to sit down and kick it with academics and react to the what's the name.
Yo, what up, bro?
Oh, yeah, this boy, y'all see the thing. Hollering that 6'9", like, he is a 6'9" writer.
Yeah, I'm on stream, bro.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, listen, we were just listening to the Young Thug song. This was the song is called Closing Arguments. He dissed about 6 rats on the song. He's talking crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've told people I like indictment music, but I ain't gonna lie. This was probation violation music, and I like this too. I can't even lie. This was a hit. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
What'd you think? Man said probation violation music. Bad.
That's what I think, man. Watch out. That's straight up. Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. The shit was so fire. I don't even think I think if people think he told, he back a real nigga. This you could rap your way back in the streets. I think it was.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. 2025, I ain't gonna lie. It's a good time to be alive for niggas who tell. Because that shit is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I came home, I never came home and called anybody on a song a rat. Like, you know what I mean? I just like, yo,
that's a problem.
Listen. 5 years ago, I said, yo, I'm gonna wear my shit because I know what I did and I don't give a fuck. Like, I did what I did and I'm gonna stand on it. And I'm outside with my shit. These niggas tell and be undercover and be scared, be like, yo, bro, nah, like, I'm still a real nigga. Like, that shit hurt them so much. It hurts them so much that they like, fuck rats, but they ratting like on the low. And I've been saying this, you heard? What is it? That's gonna be.
And by the way, you know what I said? I don't even think it's a thing about who told it, who didn't. I think the question is who told the most. Yo, he said fuck Woody, like Woody went on the stand. Like, that's the telling we talking.
Yo, but that's what I'm saying. All right, cool. So there's levels to ratting, right? There's levels. Like, let me ask you something. All right, so what do you think Young Thug's level of ratting is?
It's
From
like
a 1 to a 10.
It's like if we was on Hot Ones, it would be like mild. This ain't hot. This ain't like
Nah. From 1 to 10, we not talking about mild, semi-mild. We ain't talking Taco Bell hot sauce levels. From 1 to 10, what's his telling rate on? From 1 to 10, what's his level?
After this song, it's like we're gonna give it like because I'm kind of believe he said he was lying. So
all right, let's start it right here. Let's start right here. Before you tell me Young Thug's ratting level, what is Gunna's ratting level?
Oh, Gunna's a 10. Gunna's a 10.
Gunna's a 10?
Yeah.
So you think Young Thug is below a 10?
Okay, here's the thing. Young Thug never said nothing in court. He only said something in the room.
And all right, so in the interrogation room, right? Like he told him, yo, here's my number. I'll tell you what you want. Just don't tell the world. And the female officer, the guy said, oh, you got my number. You have her number? He's like, nah, just pass it on to her. So what level is that?
Hold up.
It's below a 10.
Hold up.
Okay, here's the thing. Young Thug never said nothing in court. He only said something in the room.
And all right, so in the interrogation room, right? Like he told him, yo, here's my number. I'll tell you what you want. Just don't tell the world. And the female officer, the guy said, oh, you got my number. You have her number? He's like, nah, just pass it on to her. So what level is that?
Now he was trying to throw the cops off though. That's different.
Oh, I was trying to throw the judge off in my trial. They just didn't fall for that shit. So what level is his shit on?
Yeah, but like the cops and the judges, like it's cool to throw the cops off, not the judge, you know?
All right. Yo, let me ask you something.
What's he talking about? Like
I said, if you step out of bounds, right, in basketball, right?
Yeah.
Bro, son, this is a rat telling you not a rat, bro. Like don't try to out-rat the rat, bro. Like this dude's a certified official rodent, man. Like, don't try to out-rat the rat, bro. That's all I'm saying. You trying to explain to the rat what ratting is, bro.
If 1 foot is out,
while he trying to break it down to you,
and 1 foot is in, are you out of bounds?
Yeah.
If my toe is out, just my toe, am I out of bounds?
Yeah, but this is different. This is levels to this shit. You feel me?
Son.
Oh, now it's levels. Now it's levels to ratting. All right, so just please tell me the level he's on.
He's on like he might have
from 1 to 10. If Gunna's a 10, what is Young Thug's level?
Thug level, it's like a 1. He talked too much. 1 is talk too much. 10 is yo, you sending niggas.
That's talking too much, and then that's talking to the police. That's going sitting down with the police, having 2-hour conversations with the cops.
Is the jail.
All right, let me ask you something. All right, T.I., what level is T.I.? We on Atlanta. What he got on the stand. So what is level is T.I.?
Nah.
He's like a 5.
Nah.
He got on the stand. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. He did do the commercial.
So how you give Gunna a 10? Gunna never took no stand, and you give T.I. a 5.
Yeah, but T.I. got a comedy to it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me tell you this. Yo, it depends on what a nigga's doing.
It sounds crazy, like, you know what I mean? Like this is what I'm saying. So you see how I got you? You see how I got you?
Nah, but it's always gonna come down. Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I like how Thug is doing it because he's doing it on some Trump shit. It's like what they to him. He's like, fuck that. I'm gonna show you the real rats. And after he started talking about the rats, I forgot that he did the interrogation. I'm gonna be honest.
Only you forgot. Only Livingston Allen forgot. Nobody else forgot.
What? Yo, niggas are saying this shit is hard. They're like, yo, that's how you come back.
It's cool. Gooba was hard. I'm still a rat though. So my thing is,
now people
that
like
song
Thug
could
more
be.
than you though. They like him more than you.
It's cool. So why his song not number one hip hop viewed song in the 24 hours of history? If they like him so much,
You know, because this shit gonna violate his probation. So he didn't even put this out official. Yo, I'll make this bet with you. I guarantee. So he's doing an interview. He's doing an interview on Monday. You remember when you came home and like you wanted to do an interview? Everybody said they want to sit with you. And I know you asked everybody. Gilly and Wiley want to sit with you. Breakfast Club ain't want to sit with you. Joe
That's
Budden
after. That's after. I couldn't sit. I couldn't remember. That's after. After I dubbed everybody. You know this. I dubbed everybody because I couldn't talk about my case.
Wait, so when you came back after you got out?
Yes. Remember, I was on house arrest from April 2nd to August 2nd, 2020. I dubbed everybody. Everybody wanted to be the first, and I said, nah.
Oh, wait.
You know what I mean?
But you were like, you know what I realized? The biggest.
But anyway, why he didn't give you the interview? Because they called you first. So why? You know why? Because they couldn't control the narrative. That's why you didn't get the interview. You know that, right?
No, but here's the thing. No, probably you're right. But here's the thing, though. Big Bang is a street nigga from Atlanta. I'll bet $10,000 that
bro,
he doesn't.
Ain't T.I. a street nigga from Atlanta? These street niggas is not trustworthy, bro. These niggas is undercover rats. Why the fuck would I get an interview from a nigga from Atlanta? That's Atlanta.
No.
Atlanta can't be credible right now.
No, I'm talking about Thug. So
that's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck. Go get an interview from a nigga outside Atlanta, not a nigga playing home turf. Like, yo, bro, we gotta make you look good. Don't worry, I'm not gonna ask you those questions.
That's the bet I'll bet.
We're gonna flip
I guarantee the bet is gonna. So the bet I was gonna, and I have $1,000 bet with somebody. I said, yo, no matter what y'all, because somebody called me. They was actually from Chicago. I ain't gonna say who. And they said, man, I can't believe Thug did that. He's a rapper too. I won't even say who he is. And I said, yo, listen, I'll make a bet with you. I guarantee he has an interview coming out. I guarantee, and he's interviewing not with a square or a nigga who's not in the street. He's interviewing with a guy who's familiar with the street. I'll bet you $1,000 that this dude doesn't say what you did on that videotape would constitute cooperation or telling. I guarantee it's gonna be a narrative of this was an honest mistake.
Bro, how though? How? An honest mistake is saying some shit to your homie behind closed doors and somebody overheard. We went to the police, bro, and talked for 2 hours. What are we doing? What are we talking about here?
So you think the Big Bank nigga gonna say that it was a mistake?
Yes.
All right, so what you saying? Then he gonna give him a pass?
Yes. What do you think? Come on, bro. What do you think? If it was you, you're getting crucified. And by the way, supposedly Gunna couldn't even get these interviews. Like I think you know he's on a podcast.
First of all, this shit making my dreads tight, man. Why? I don't get it, bro. Like it's now we justifying 2 rats talking about ratting, and 1 rat is basically selling, saying it's like it's a rat calling a rat recognize a rat, bro. But then it's the one guy's trying to justify it. Man, what's going on in the community?
I think he had said that. Yo,
what's up with the young lad, right? The king of whatever what's it called? Like the nigga from the UK, right? Why your man not saying he always calling your phone, always opinionated? Remember when he called your phone about me? Your man, the UK nigga.
Ooh, Central C?
Nah, he probably talking about Trap Lord.
fan that always calling you, and he think he the hood disciple, like the disciples that came and controlling hood politics. You know who I'm talking about. There's only one nigga from London always calling your phone, wanna be middle.
He definitely talking about Trapper.
Man and shit.
You trolling, nigga? Nigga, you talking about nigga Savage from Atlanta, nigga.
Nigga, that nigga's from the UK, bro. That nigga was raised his
Said the niggas talk about 21 Savage.
Yeah.
his whole life in the UK. He's here on a U visa. You know that, right?
Bro. All right, but here's the thing.
So wait, why your man didn't call your phone about this, man? He's always he's the hood disciple. Why he didn't call your phone and tell you the prophecy on this cooperation in that interrogation room?
Well, here's the thing. I do believe that everybody, you gotta remember, this is not new. So you know that, like, even like Lil Baby, I think he's in a pickle.
Nah, man.
Because if Lil Baby,
man, we ain't asked about the pickles. We ain't asked about the onions, the tomatoes. We're talking about. Come on, man, stop playing.
switch up on Thug, niggas gonna be like, you switch up for the internet, not switched up for this, because this shit been out for 3 years. Yo, it's like if you care about snitching or whatever, and you think he snitched, this shit came out 3 years ago. If you ain't switch up 3 years ago, you kind of gotta just.
Nah, I don't think. You know why he didn't switch up 3 years ago? Because 3 years ago it didn't hit the internet. He's like, I could be cool with you if nobody know you ratted. Everybody know you ratted, so now I can't openly be cool with you. You know what I mean? This is the picking and choosing I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
I don't think nobody in Atlanta think, besides Rollo, think he told. I'm gonna be honest.
Outside of Atlanta?
In Atlanta, Thug is a real nigga. That's a fact. Everybody talk, well, not everybody, some people, they're rocking with him.
So inside Atlanta, you could just let me get this right. Inside Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
I could go tell the police, yo, listen, here's my number. Don't tell the world though. I just anything you need to know, let me know. I'll tell you what you want. That's the rules in Atlanta, right? That's why I guess T.I. got away with his shit. Gunna got away with the Crime Stoppers. Nobody really considered that telling because that's just old as hell. You know what I mean? So like this, like in Atlanta, you could snitch as much as you want. You just can't take the stand with this shit.
I think Thug might get a pass because he's a legend. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you.
Because he's a legend?
Bro, he's a legend.
Sick
He's a Mount Rushmore Atlanta artist.
Look at this shit, son.
Alright, cool. So because the nigga was blowing kisses with lip gloss on his lips and wearing dresses, he's a legend.
Gio Pino was good. Mike Minton was good. Chris was good. J Line was good. Ray was good. Thanks for the diamond, beauty. Thanks for the diamonds, sweeter. Picking time, I see you on it.
That's not why he's a legend. But because of that, I think he means so much. You see, when it came to Gunna, I think niggas thought about it and be like, man, if he's the only nigga who's telling, fuck him. Right? T.I., I felt like, it was a little bit more complicated.
All right, so let me ask you something. So the whole YSL folded, right?
Yeah.
So all them niggas, because he dissed everybody. He dissed the Woody nigga. He dissed the Yak nigga. He didn't diss his brother, but his brother ratted too. So the whole YSL.
No. What his brother did wasn't ratting because he said he couldn't see his mom go through that pain again. That's not ratting.
That's not ratting, right? You got permission to tell, so you not.
Right, that's the real roster monster.
Ranting, right? Any niggas like, yo, bro, I'm standing tall. I'm going through it. Well, I'm a stick through the fire with you, nigga. I'm going all the way with you. So you give a certain nigga a pass to tell for your mom, so the other niggas don't got moms.
Yeah, but
so let me ask you something. Yeah, I'm Fook, and Young Thug is the only nigga on that case with moms.
I mean,
so Woody don't got a mom. Obama don't got a mom. Yak don't got a mom. Who's the other niggas he called? all them other niggas, they motherless, right?
I'm just going by the rules he said, man. I'm just kind of quoting him.
But that nigga ain't the governor of the hood, nigga. So what rules you going by? You going by Jeffrey Williams rules, or you going by like he's not the nigga who make the rules?
He said he told his brother he could do and he didn't do it first. He didn't do it. That's another thing. He ain't tell because it's a nigga.
Oh man, come on,
all right, cool. I didn't do it first.
Fuck it.
I didn't tell for 6ix9ine didn't tell first. Someone had to tell to bring us down, right? So does that? So I'm not a rat.
Shit, that might be an exception. You might have to.
So
by Thugger's rules, I didn't. Whoever tells first is the rat.
Whoever who tells first is the.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows I didn't tell first. There was the driver. There was the AP Chris nigga. These niggas were being investigated. So I guess by Thug's rules, I'm not a rat.
Well, that's kind of true too. Yeah.
Because the feds had, you know what I mean? The feds had the investigation since years. So, I mean, somebody had to give information where we all got taken down, right? So, based on Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug's rules, I'm not a rat because you just said is who tells first, right?
They said my brother would have rode the whole trip out, but when them guys took the plea, I told my brother to take it too. He just did 12 years. And I didn't want to put my mama through that again.
All right, so I guess everybody else is motherless. I don't get it. Them niggas got moms too.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Atlanta might have a little bit different rules. Like, well, you got to realize.
I mean, you know what? Let me.
You know the rules of Atlanta. Shit's crazy. Is what the rules is in Atlanta. The rules. It's crazy. The rules is different. The rules is everybody telling on anybody.
Let me. I'm. You know what? I'm gonna just move to Atlanta. I think snitches and rats is openly accepted in Atlanta.
They got different gun laws down there too, so you never know. Like I think the snitching rules in New York is a little bit different than Atlanta. It's like gun law.
So it's just open. All right, cool. So let me write that down. Move to Atlanta. That's in my bucket list for the end of the year.
Well, here's the thing too. Nobody went to jail because of what Thug said.
Nobody went to jail because of Thug said. So wait, hold on. So this is what I'm saying. One, you don't know that, right? Because the next question is who though, nigga. The point blank.
I mean, Pee Wee Roscoe went to jail, but he got caught on some other shit.
All right, bro. The number one rule, right? When you get in that interrogation room, you're not fucking a magician. You're not fucking a clown. You're not here to hypnotize police. You're not here to distract. You're not here to throw off. You're not here for that, right? Anything you say could be used against you in a court of law, bro. Ask for a lawyer. How hard is that? I thought. It's pretty simple. Ask for a lawyer. Now the goalposts get further. No, but nobody went to jail. Nigga, you're not supposed to be talking to police. I thought that's what you rap about. I thought that's what you stand for. Principle, integrity. What happened to that?
He said on the song, he said, those niggas are rats because they told to put niggas in jail. I was talking to the cops to keep my nigga out of jail.
It don't sound like that. It sounds like you said, yo, just don't tell the world. If you was throwing them off, why do you care if the world knows? Right? If you throwing them off, nigga, you could tell the world whatever you want, nigga. Let them hear how much I'm throwing you off. You didn't know you was being recorded, nigga. So
good.
Yeah, you gonna say that. You know what I mean? If I tell a bitch I'm cheating on my girl with, don't tell the world. I'm just trying to distract you. You know what I mean? I'm trying to fuck with you. I want you to think I'm gonna fuck with you. Just don't tell my bitch. Like what? That nigga is a fucking rat. What? So you say he's a level 1 rat? That's what you saying?
Yeah, but like level 1 is like it's like a probationary type of joint. You feel me? Like as long as he don't get up in the interrogation room in the next year, like he clean. They wipe your record, it's expunged.
So I bet. So I guess in Atlanta it's okay to give police your number and tell you, yo, I make promises. You know, anything you need to know, anybody you want to know about, just let me know. I'll tell you whatever you want. Just don't tell the world. Like, if that's not ratting, everybody should go to 1-800-TIPS and just like call me if you need a tip. That's it. You know what I mean? That's okay, right?
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question. So I remember when you got out, right? And when you got out, and I noticed because again, you know, you're my friend, and again, I'm not a street dude, so you know, you're my friend because you're a good person to me, right? And I remember there was so much hurdles in terms of music. I remember arguing with people, either DSPs or these entities within the industry setting, that they like these guys had corporate jobs, but they wouldn't fuck with you because they said you broke the street code. And I remember just saying this. I'm like, yo, bro, like you're not a street dude. Like, why won't you give this guy a playlist? Why won't you help him do like why? And they was just like, yo, that's just not hip hop. Would you be surprised if none of that happens? Well, it didn't happen with Gunna, period. But would you be surprised if the same thing happened here? If you're thinking he's in the same boat?
But that's what I'm saying. So like you see how the goalposts got further and further and further. Remember when I stated this, right? And I'm not trying to rear off the topic of the DSPs and would I be surprised? Remember when the YSL niggas first got locked up and everybody was like, yo, and Gunna took a plea. They said, wait till Young Thug confirms it. Nobody move forward. Nobody jump to conclusion. Wait till Young Thug confirm it. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that time?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Everybody was waiting. What is Young Thug gonna say? Is he gonna confirm it? Is it ratting? Is it this? No, wait, no. Young Thug told him to do that. When Young Thug came out and said, no, this nigga ratted, and he told Lil Baby and 21 Savage and all these niggas, yo, this nigga's a rat. Stop fucking with him. Everybody just, you know, cut the cord. Nobody fuck with him. Everybody turn their back on him, right?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Then people moved the goalposts further. Nah, fuck that. Nah, but remember, the first thing they said was wait till Young Thug say something. When he said something, they like, nah, fuck that. That's the same thing with the DSPs. They didn't fuck with me to begin with. So they was just like, I'm gonna use this excuse not to fuck with them. If somebody, if I fucking like Gunna told, Young Thug confirmed it. I feel like he told because I was fighting the case. All right, so the YMW Burt Bortland nigga, that nigga got told, take this 16 years, right?
Yeah.
If he takes that plea, even if he don't testify at the trial, he confirmed, he takes a plea, he takes responsibility and says, I'm taking this plea deal of 16 years. I'll be home in 10. I've been down 6, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, and by the way,
do you get how that plea works?
You know, yeah, that plea, he would be pleading out to accessory to murder, which means you're affirming the murder existed. You can't be accessory if there's no murder.
So now
that's a Gunna plea.
Grab that information and apply it to the YSL. Gunna taking that plea affirms that YSL was committing crimes and furtherance to make the gang bigger and all of that shit. So Gunna told.
Yo, Pino was good. JT was good. Bliss was good. Zone was good.
Nigga, just people didn't want to believe it because they liked him. You get it? So they said, wait till Young Thug say something. Wait till he say something. Wait till he says something. He said something and people are like, no, I didn't hear that. Like, no, my eyes are closed. You get it?
No, I mean,
Andreas was good.
But again,
no, you don't have to agree with me. That's a fact. Like, I just put it so ABC for you.
No.
YNW, hold on. Yeah. Don't change the subject. YNW Portland takes that plea deal.
Don't change the subject.
16 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
His man is fraud.
Yes, because he's affirming that a murder happened. That
so
he was
now
a
ABC. I'm putting an ABC for you and your viewers. Gunna takes that plea. His man is gonna have a hard time proving that this is not, because this nigga pleaded out, which led to other pleas out, confirming the same shit. You get it? It's pretty simple. So now you go back to 6ix9ine, right? Why the DSP said, yo, we ain't playing this thing, we ain't doing that. They didn't say, like, it was, we already don't like this nigga. Let's not even give him a chance, right? His music is blowing up. People fire. They want to like him, but we are going to act like street dudes. We're really cornballs with executive job. We're lames, like straight lames. But we're going to act like street dudes so the street dudes could really like us and give him a shot. With Gunna, they didn't blackball him because they were like, yo, damn, if we blackball him, we're going to be hated by the masses because he's not as hated as 6ix9ine. You know what I mean?
Hey, by the way, by the way, I do agree with you. I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit. I do agree with you. Here's the biggest test of it all. You know, before you got locked up, you had no friends like that in terms of rappers. Like, they weren't really your friends, right? I know you did a song with, I believe, even Thug, but like it wasn't your friend, right? Thug's friend is Wham, or you know, like these, like he postponed his album. Will he keep doing music with him? And I'm so excited for this.
I think Gunna. I think Lil Baby not gonna look like a dick rider. I think if people didn't care, he would. But Lil Baby cares too much about what people say and acceptance. He's from Atlanta, but he's gonna be like, nigga, you told, like, in front of.
I think he cares. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, not to cut you off. I think he cares more about what Thug thinks. I think Thug really kind of. Thug know how to move and groove with these dudes. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I think he'll probably compromise what people think about him to stay loyal to Thug.
I don't like the way he said move and groove with these dudes. I'm just saying, it sounded kind of. I mean,
he went against his label. If you ask me, it would be for Thug. He went against his label. Nigga's relationship with his label is fucked up because he's looking at his boss as a rat. And Thug planted that seed, even though it's supposedly the whole Atlanta knew.
Say it again,
I said, I think his loyalty really lies with Thug more than what people think, because he went against his label for Thug. He signed to QC. You know who P is. P is a guy who's known in Atlanta. He was known before.
But he went against P. He went against his own label because his man P, what everybody was calling him a rat behind, you know, everything, like just street shit. They was calling him a rat. They were saying, yo, he told on some guy for his bro. I don't really look into that shit.
Yeah,
but that's why he turned his back. He didn't turn his back on his label. He turned his back because.
No, but Thug was in his ear. Thug was in his ear saying, yo, what? I thought you were a real nigga. Like, you gonna do this? So I really think, honestly, because also...
No, hold on. Slow it down.
Yeah.
So he turned his back on, not for Thug, because Thug was telling him, yo, your CEO ratted.
Yeah, but he also turned his back on Gunna for Thug. So Thug is a comedy.
Gunna ratted.
Yeah, but hold on. If Thug had said Gunna was good, he would rock with Gunna. So what I'm saying is that I hear what you're saying, but he's not thinking, oh, I'm doing this for the streets.
Well, the niggas he cut off, right? The nigga Lil Baby cut off.
Yeah.
What was the reason for?
Okay. The P thing, I guess if you want to say if you want to say this, but here's the thing. There's other people, even Thug supposedly was cool with P. But he's in Baby's ear saying, yo, this nigga's, yo, why do you keep doing business with him? He's a rat. Right?
Nigga, so what? I'm asking you a simple question. You just told me a whole thing just to go back to what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Why did he cut off P?
I think it's because of Thug.
All right, Thug, and what about P?
What do you mean, what about P?
What was Thug saying about P that made him want to tell Lil Baby to cut him off?
He's a rat and he's robbing you.
All right, cool. He's a rat. All right. Why
took you so
did
long
Lil
to come
Baby
up
cut off Gunna?
Because Thug said he's a rat.
What took you so long to come up with that answer, bro? You weaving the questions, Stop weaving the questions, bro.
right, cool. Now, that's two things in common, right? Both because they have ratting allegations. All right, cool. What did Thug do? Ratted on level 1, nigga, like you said. So it's cut off. Bye. Get out of here. Watch out, nigga. It's over. CDL, nigga. Straight up.
What you
Like,
think?
you know
Go
what I
get a CDL.
Nigga, CDL that shit, nigga. From YSL to CDL, nigga.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. This season of watching Atlanta is gonna be so great because what you think is gonna happen, and you want to make a bet, we could bet $10,000, or let's not say it's money.
No, whatever you want, whatever you want, nigga. It's not.
Yo,
it's not acceptable.
Every rapper,
nigga, it's not acceptable. If they let Gunna, listen to me. My foot is so much on the gas, and I'm not letting this shit slide. I don't give a fuck, nigga.
I think Future will still work with him. I think Baby will. What?
Quiet.
Cat.
All right, cool.
You want to bet? You want to bet?
I hope so. I wish that happens. It's over. It's quiet. Because the moment they do that, you know what happens? The door opens back up for me. You can't let one nigga get away with it and not the other. It's over. Nigga.
They're all going to say it wasn't ratting. So it's not like they're going to say he ratted and we're working with him. They're going to say it's not ratting. They're going to say, well, you did is ratting. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, all right, bro. I'm telling you, the masses. Look at the masses, bro. Nobody's gonna go against the masses, nigga. And if they go against the masses, it's open for everybody. The pool's open. The portal is open.
Yeah, I see fans starting to switch up.
Yeah, bro, listen.
Because they like the song today. They're like, I don't even know if you told.
Nigga, you seen 1, 2 comments, bro. Look, all right. Matter of fact, let's go down your comments right now. On live stream, go down your comments.
Right. For the song?
Read every comment.
All right, we can do it. All right.
Nigga, go on your page. Go on your page.
Okay, I'm on my page and on the last post. And the last
FaceTime me, because you the type to lie.
Nigga, I'm talking about a lie.
Let me see. Go down your comments. I want to see every single one.
All right, hold on.
Turn the camera. Don't turn the camera.
Nigga. This nigga think I'm about to lie. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna put it right here. All right, hold on. You can't see
on blast.
I'm gonna put it right here.
Panicking, yeah.
No, I'm definitely not panicking. Bro, I would literally like read you every comment. Okay, the first comment. This is my last post. Look, Freak the Gemini says Thug ain't snitch. He just gave police information on his homie's crimes. All right.
Exactly. Keep going.
Second comment. Bro made a whole song explaining himself. Yeah, bro, you told. All right.
I still didn't see the comments you seeing. Go ahead.
Third comment says, nigga said it's levels to the snitching. I mean, it is, though. It is.
Go to the fourth.
I wish we could trade Thugger for rich homie Quan. All right.
Where the fire shit you see at? Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. Haitian Kid Ty says, if you step 1 foot out of bounds, you still out, right? Exactly.
Where the fire shit you seeing? I'm seeing niggas back turn. Nigga, what's up? What you seeing?
Hey, yo, Katie puts a rat emoji. Somebody says, I did what I did. I did what I did. I mean, that don't mean, I mean, it mean he stand on business. That's what that means, nigga. All right. Somebody says he did walk the song, though.
Like you 0-8 right now with these comments.
Somebody said
0-8 with these comments.
All right, I'm gonna try to find one.
Don't keep skipping. Look at that right there.
All right, so it's a rat emoji. It's a rat emoji. I ain't gonna lie. How somebody even create? Yo, stop. Yo, stop. Yo.
Where's these? I fuck with the song comments. Where that shit at?
Okay. No, I got one. Dead ass. Hold on. Wait. I'm gonna show you because word 2, like this is one. Hold on.
Nigga, you're 0-11 right now. What you gonna find one comment out of the?
Oh shit. Well, it's on this screen. He said, if he would have dropped this when he first got out, it would have been a hit. They just saying he dropped it late, type shit, you know?
You gonna find one comment out of 1,000 comments saying, and that still don't say nothing, nigga.
Yo,
they saying that shit trash, right?
Yo. Keeney says, Y'all snitch worse than me. Yo, oh my God.
Yeah, nigga, that's bad. Nigga, that's a bad comment.
G Macy says, take my personal number. I'll tell you anything. You want to know, just don't tell the world. that was a crazy.
That's you looking horrible in these comments, Act. It's over for your man.
Okay,
over.
Slime didn't. Okay, we read that. They copied the comment. He just provided police with valuable information to incriminate his peers.
Yeah, you thought you had one, right? When you first started reading it, Thug didn't snitch.
You know what? You know who's called me? Oh, you know he's gonna be on Aiden's stream. Aiden's called me. I ain't gonna add it though. Aiden, I'll call you. Right back.
But listen, but you gotta know, you could literally call Aiden and be like, yo, Aiden, since you interviewing a rat, why you never let 6ix9ine on your stream?
Huh? Nah, you can't do that. You
why?
Can't. Hold on. Yeah, Aiden, I'm gonna add Aiden to the call. You cool?
Yeah, man.
They got me feeling like I'm academics.
YNW Bortland got offered YNW Bortland. He got offered 16 years, which is an interesting turn because he's facing life in prison. But clearly they want to convict Melly. And they want to convict Melly so bad, they're down to give this guy, if you don't know the whole story, this guy was the driver and the guy who helped Melly cover up, in the state's opinion, the double murder of his two other friends. They were all friends, 4 of them. They were in the car. The guy who was driving, Bortland, he wasn't a part of the crime. But after Melly shot both of the niggas in the car and killed them, he then helped Melly to cover it up. He dropped Melly off at a location that Melly could get picked up and go home. And then he brought the dead bodies, which I think that's the craziest thing. To bring the dead bodies of your friends to the hospital and then lie to investigators that it was a drive-by, yo, that's crazy. Like, my nigga, that's crazy. Anyway, let's get into this a little bit.
Side continue to present whatever evidence, witnesses, or testimony they'd like to do before that. So I'm going to pause on the evidentiary portion today. I do want to have a quick conversation with Mr. Henry. I'm going to put him under oath. Talk to him about the charges, make sure he understands the maximum possible penalties, make sure he understands the state offer.
I think that's something else that defense wants to speak about.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put it on the record right now.
Now, keep in mind, Melly got locked up, I believe, 2018. So he's been locked up for like 7 years now.
And shit. This is what I'm saying, though. They was about to do this nigga so dirty. If he didn't take the plea, he'd have been gone for life. Then he had to come back and do life. Then he had to come back and do life. Then he had to come back and do life. Then he had to come back and do 75 years. Then he had to come do life after that. But like he had to take the plea.
And the first trial ended up in a mistrial, and he's about
and in his 20s. In his early 20s, you know what I'm saying? So what after that? 16 years, he been down that long. He'll be home soon.
To go to trial for the second time, but the trial was scheduled to start this year. They pushed it back to next year. So, you know, he's been trying to aggressively try to get out of jail. He just hired, I believe, Drew Finland. It's kind of looking like the state doesn't want him to get out, and they're not going to give him any reasonable plea because this is what they call a heinous crime. They were pursuing a death penalty for a while. Actually, this might be a death penalty case. Like you killing 2 people point blank range, your homies in a car. If that's what happened, that's some shit. They're trying to make sure you don't see the light of day again, right? So they're down to even give this guy a deal as long as they could get Melly locked up for life. Now this guy's been locked up. You know, he got out on bond a couple times, but he's been locked up for a good amount of time that he'll probably get credit for. If he takes this plea, which it was supposedly is going to be 16 years, number one, he definitely has to testify against Melly. But the time that he would spend would probably be like 8 years in jail. And then he'd be free.
Tell me what his answer is now, but I just want to make sure he has all the info. And what I'll tell you all, I'll be back here tomorrow, and then, you know, I'm going to tell Mr. Henry this as well, but for his benefit now, If he wants to resolve the cases by way of a negotiated plea, that's fine with me. And if he doesn't want to, that's fine with me too. But the one thing that I am going to change, if you need me to, I can put him on maybe Tuesday afternoon, the 9th. I'd rather just not do it. I'd rather know yes or no the day before, because there's a significant, number one, I don't want him to feel any pressure. But number two, I got 250 citizens coming in here Wednesday morning, and there's just,
Boy, he sure got that. I'm about to tell. Look on his face. He got that. I'm about to tell everything.
Okay.
Look on his face.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get y'all details.
for a mental illness. Are they giving you any medication in the jail right now?
He got that. I'm about to tell everything. Look on his face. Bro.
All right. How are you feeling this morning? Your head is clear? You understand what's going on? All right. So, Mr. Henry, listen, you got two cases. I'm going to go one at a time. In case number 19-1871 CF10A, right now, you're charged as follows. Counts 1 and 2 is murder in the first degree with a firearm. Those are capital felonies, which means it's a mandatory life sentence. If the jury convicts you of count 1 or count 2 as charged, that's life in Florida State Prison. I have no discretion. Count 3 and count 4 are accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree. Those are each first degree felony. The maximum penalty for each of those is 30 years in Florida State Prison. Okay? In your other case, which is case number 23-10643 CF10A, you're charged as follows. Count 1 is tampering with a witness in a capital felony. That is punishable by life in Florida State Prison. All right? As the maximum penalty. Count 2 is directing the activities of a criminal gang. That's a first degree felony punishable by life. So the maximum penalty there is also life in Florida State Prison. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit tampering. And again, as it's charged, that is also a life felony. The maximum penalty is life in Florida State Prison. And lastly, count 7 is unlawful use of a two-way communication device. As that's charged, the second degree felony. The maximum penalty is 15 years in Florida State Prison. So right now, as to all the charges that you're facing, the maximum possible penalties are as follows. It's life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years in Florida.
Gang, there's too many people snitching, bro. I would have took the plea right there, bro. Bro, Your Honor, you don't got to finish, bro. Just let me out of here, bro. Nah. Yo.
Follows. It's life in Florida.
Right. This crazy. How many life sentences can you give one man? Let's count.
As that's charged, the second degree felony, the maximum penalty is 15 years in Florida State Prison. So right now, as to all the charges that you're facing, the maximum possible penalties are as follows. It's life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years in Florida.
Gang, there's too many people snitching, bro. I would have took the plea right there, bro. Bro, Your Honor.
That man got to die 5 times and come back and do 75 years.
Honor, you don't got to finish, bro. Just let me out of here, bro. Nah.
Imagine the judge telling you that shit.
Yo. Nah, that was crazy.
Those are capital felonies, which means it's a mandatory life sentence. If the jury convicts you of count 1 or count 2 as charged, that's life in Florida State Prison. I have no discretion. In your other case, that is punishable by life in Florida State Prison. All right? As the maximum penalty. Count 2, to commit tampering penalty is a device. As that's charged, the second. As to all the charges that you're facing.
This is crazy.
The maximum possible penalties are as follows. It's life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years in Florida State Prison.
Oh, hell nah. Yo, you know what I would have said? You know what I said? Your Honor, pass me that goddamn bologna sandwich and take my phone number, cause sorry, nigga, I'm finna go home. Come on, bruh. Just pass me the bologna sandwich, man. Pass me the bologna sandwich and let's get this shit going on, man.
Do you understand the charges and the maximum possible penalties involved? Okay. So, Mr. Henry, the state is telling me that they're extending an offer to you, and the offer is as follows. In case number 19-1871 CF10A, they're going to null process or drop counts 1 and 2, both first-degree murder charges. Okay.
By the way, he should beat those charges, Chad. Like, he didn't murder the guys. It's really alleged that Melly did it. However, they charge him with murder in case he was in on it, but there's no proof he was in on it. They barely got proof that they got proof that Melly did it, supposedly, but they don't got no proof this nigga was in on it. You'd have to prove he was in on it. But those are the charges that carry mandatory life.
And in exchange for that, as to counts 3 and 4.
Hey man, say man. Look, if they had something on that man, he'd have been locked up 7 years ago. They've been come on, man. If they had him, they'd have been blended. What just happened was this guy just took a plea. Now that's admitting to guilt. They had no proof of none of this shit. Besides, they had no proof of no murder. They just had some dead bodies. This dude just said, yeah, we did that.
In that case, the accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree, you're going to plead no contest to both of those. And as to the 4 counts in case number 23-10643 CF10A, you're going to plead no contest to all 4 of those counts. And in exchange for all of that, the state is offering that I would adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to the bottom of your sentencing guidelines, which is 195.45 months, about 16. It's a shade over 16 years and 3 months. 16 years and 3 months. All of those sentences will run concurrently. That is at the same time with each other. I would give you credit.
Dave was good. Daryl was good. Most Hated was good. Johnny was good. And Waxy Prince was good. Man was good. No Cap was good. David was good. DJ was good. Ronnie was good. Juan was good. Big Structure
for
was
all the
good.
time that you have served.
Yeah, it sounds like they want this thing to take this shit, don't they?
Understanding that you have a lot less credit time on the 23 case because it's a newer case.
Man, they want them to
that
take.
is what would be controlling.
No, they offered that man.
Credit time you have on the 23 case, you can subtract that from the 100 and.
They offered that man 5 life sentences plus 75 years. What you mean? They want him to take 16 years. What? That man want the 16 years. You bugging.
Has more time on the 23 case than 19 case.
Oh, okay.
Man, he gonna tell this. Listen, man, 5 life sentences for being a driver. He gonna tell everything. They got a fresh sandwich waiting for him. So probably a whole piece of some more shit.
Well, whichever case you have more time, less time in custody, that's what would happen. And you get the credit for all the time that you've served. And again, that sentence would be 16 years, a shade over 16 years, 3 months in Florida State Prison. I would have to order restitution. The state would tell me the amount of that restitution. That restitution would be joint and several with any of your other co-defendants. If any of your other co-defendants were convicted at trial or entered pleas. In other words, the restitution only has to be paid once, but each person's responsible for 100% of it. All right, but as soon as it's paid, it's paid. I would have to impose mandatory court costs in each case, and I would have to impose a mandatory cost of prosecution in each case, which is $100. So, Mr. Henry, do you understand the offer that the state is making to you? Okay, the 16 years, 3 months, and a shade more. So I'm going to pause on it at this point, Mr. Henry. It's going to give you some time, whether that be tonight or also over the weekend, to talk to your lawyers about it. Make sure they answer all your questions. Talk to your family about it so you can make a decision as to what you want to do. Now, let me explain this to you, sir. I can't make the state make you an offer, and I can't make you accept any offer. I'm just the referee, okay? This is a business decision between you, your lawyers, and the state.
Business decision between you, your lawyer, and the state. Wow, hold up. Listen. let's just sit down and think about that real quick. What he just said. This is a business offer between you, your lawyer, and the state. What's really hood, son? Now we know why you call them charges.
And if you want to accept it and resolve both cases that way, that's fine with me. And if you want to have a trial in both cases, that's fine with me too. It doesn't matter to me in any way, shape, or form. But whether it be tomorrow when I see you tomorrow, and then Ms. Wilcox, she already has tomorrow at 9 o'clock, that'll remain on. But I'll put them on both cases as well next Tuesday, which is September the 9th. Let's just call it 1:30 in the afternoon. September the 9th at 1:30 in the afternoon. We'll call it trial status in both cases. That's when we're gonna have to finish this conversation, Mr. Henry, and you're gonna have to.
Miguel was good, and Ernesto was good, James was good.
To tell me that either that you understand the offer that the state's making, that your lawyers have answered your questions about it, and then you're gonna have to tell me what your decision is, whether you want to accept the offer or whether you want to reject the offer. Mr. Henry, the one additional thing that I like to talk to people who are sitting in this situation that you're sitting in right now and have this conversation is as follows.
Judge seemed reasonable, but I do think the judge is pushing for him to take it. You know, most charges and cases are really resolved by plea deals, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they have that much on him. I think they do got accessory to murder, but they have to prove the murder first. So it's not like a slam dunk. And I think they're kind of scaring him a bit. They got to prove that Melly did the murder. I don't think that he was involved in, even if we believe the state, he's not involved in the murder. So they gave him these charges to really, fuck with him. But I think he would beat those murder charges. It would be the murder charge of the two guys. I think he would beat it. But accessory to murder, I believe he would be found guilty on if they could prove that Melly did the murder, because the state's ideology would be you help the murderer cover it up after the fact. But if they can't prove that Melly did the murder, this guy can't be the accessory to the murder they can't prove. So, it's still rolling the die a bit. Just to, he could beat this whole case. It depends on if he wants to, quote unquote, I guess, stay solid. Now, we don't hear about a cooperation type of situation. And because it's a state court, it's not as black and white as that. So this deal that exists, we don't know if there's some.
They offered that man 16 years. They told that motherfucker, we're going to give you 5 life sentences plus 75. And you're like, listen, he's going to tell everything with his feet up on the table, eating some McDonald's or something in the interrogation room.
Other arrangement that is contingent on, right? Now, clearly it looks like it's in front of the judge, so it looks like it wouldn't come with maybe any additional cooperation unless there was cooperation before, but it could have been cooperation, right? It could have been cooperation that's kind of like installed in the deal. We don't know, right? Because again, for this plea deal to officially go, the judge has to sign off on it, but it has to be put in front of the judge after it's been accepted. And sometimes the prosecutor will be like, well, we got to see that you satisfactorily dealt with the stipulations as per the deal, which means you're going to tell. Like, for example, the guy Cornelius Smith in the Dolph case, he has a plea deal that's sitting on the table, right? We don't know the details of that plea deal yet, but he has that plea deal, but that won't get signed off or even offered to the judge until, well, it's gonna get done now because everybody went to jail or it got acquitted. Hernandez Govan got acquitted, straight drop, went to jail. This tells me there might not be cooperation, but you can't rule it out because the judge is saying you have until tomorrow and this deal is no good after that, supposedly.
The reason that I'm doing this is because I want the record to be clear what the state's offer was, and the record to be clear that you understood it and that you had enough time to talk to your lawyers about it. You had enough time to talk to your family about it. You weren't under any pressure to make a decision, whatever you thought was in your best interest. Because it goes kind of like this. And I'm sure your lawyers could speak to it better than I can. If you accept the state's offer, that's fine. And again, if you don't accept it, that's fine too. But if you don't accept it, and one of these trials doesn't go your way, and you end up with life in Florida State Prison, which is a mandatory sentence on a lot of these counts, usually people in that situation, then they'll file what's called a motion for post-conviction relief, and they'll say, hey, Judge, my lawyer never told me. I didn't know that I could resolve all this for 16 years and 3 months. And if they would have told me that, I would have done it. And now I'm sitting here with a life sentence. So that's the reason I'm having this conversation now. So the record is going to be crystal clear on that issue. If it doesn't go your way, that argument's not going to be available to you to come back and say, hey, my lawyers didn't tell me about this, or I didn't know about this. So that's why I'm talking to you about it now. So, Mr. Henry, do you have any questions for me about the maximum possible penalties involved and what the state's offer is to you as we're talking about it right now? Okay. All right. So I'm going to pause on that part of the conversation, and we'll finish that other part of the conversation either tomorrow or next Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to leave you on for tomorrow, all pending motions, which is September the 5th at 9 o'clock.
To the Memorial Miramar Hospital.
It was the morning of the 26th,
7 a.m.
October 26, 2018 morning. Yes.
And what, if anything, was the call that you received?
I believe it was very generic. Couple dead bodies at the hospital being dropped off by a friend. And just so you know, I don't get into great details when they call me out when I'm asleep, because most of the time early information is not accurate anyway. So that's all I had, is some semblance of what was going on when I head to the hospital.
And you specifically do that. You don't know too much so that you can get there and form your own.
Yep, exactly.
And let me kind of ask you, at that point in time, what was your goal with the Miramar Police Department? I know you were a homicide detective, but were you kind of stepping back a bit because you were getting ready to retire?
Yeah, kind of internally within our team. We know when people are about to retire, and we try not to put them in really important positions in homicide as they get close to retirement for reasons like this.
7 years later,
Yeah.
come back to court.
Yeah, retired. And so, but yeah, I was definitely taking a back seat on a lot of things. I think that my saying was, I don't want to interview the shooter. I don't want to find the gun.
Excellent.
I don't want to interview the shooter. I don't want to find the gun.
So what was your role when you arrived at the hospital in Portland, Henry?
We were trying to locate the scene of the crime.
Why were you all trying to locate the scene of the crime?
Evidence, video, hard evidence, video, anything we could. So also, we want to make sure it's in our jurisdiction. That's like an important part. But no, we're just trying to determine where the crime occurred.
At the time when you drove to Portland County, was he a suspect in this case?
No, he's a victim.
You all at that point believed he was a victim of this drive-by shooting?
Yes.
So when Portland Henry got into your car, what kind of car were you all driving?
It would have been a detective car. I'm not sure if.
So basically, he drops off the dead bodies at the hospital. The police show up. The police is kind of hearing him say, yo, these guys shot at us. They killed two of my friends. And the cop basically says, yo, where did y'all get shot at? He tells them a story, and the cop says, okay, get in my car. Let's go to the place that this happened at, right? So they're trying to find the crime scene.
Unmarked, yeah.
Would there be any cage in the back or anything like that?
No.
Do you recall where in the car he sat?
I want to say, I believe he was in the front seat.
Next to you.
Yes.
What did Mr. Henry do with you in the vehicle?
He directed me to the location, and it seemed like it wasn't very forthcoming, and went back to the station. He was courteous. Wasn't, obviously I don't think he's cooperative in that situation, but.
So there was no questioning back and forth between you and him?
No, well, questioning is, where's this location? Exactly, yeah. Nothing about, potential suspect or, the investigative part. We're just trying to determine where it happened, what happened. he's a witness. He can.
Okay, so look like I don't know when they added these murder charges to him, because I know he had accessory for murder, but look like they've added the murder charges, and look like this is a preliminary hearing for this. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. By the way, speaking of which, Cardi B actually beat her case, and I know we didn't really get to cover it, but let's go through the crazy story. And yes, we're gonna get to the Drake shit, but I know some of y'all got tired of the Drake glazing. Somebody said that the nation of Drizlam is a good name for all the people who be glazing Drake, supposedly. Okay, so let's do this, right? I have the information. I mean, when I read these reports, it's kind of like some true crime shit. I'm not like a big true crime person, but it also reminds you how. Okay. All right. So here we go. So, chat, this is going to pretty much tell you, man. And for any of y'all who've been contemplating doing a crime, your baby mama been getting on your nerves, she been running up in child support, you thinking, man, let me just kill this bitch. You get what I'm saying? Your op been getting on your nerves. You like, man, let me just go do a drive-by on this nigga mama's crib. You know what I mean? Like, you about to do some shit. I hope this maybe helps tell you you're going to jail. All right. These motherfuckers was going in Ubers. The Uber driver is telling on them. Like, this is crazy, chat. Like, this is, they got so much evidence against these niggas. It's like they're just cooked. Okay. The Uber driver was testifying against them. Their own, this is another thing too. We're gonna realize their ring camera basically snitched on them too. Them niggas booked to Airbnb when they got to Tampa under their name. That had cameras around it. That told on them too. The girl who tried to deactivate her Instagram page, they hit that with a warrant. That told on them too. Everything, I ain't gonna lie, technology, y'all be saying niggas is snitches. Technology is the biggest snitch. Like, niggas got to go back to some analog, prehistoric, you know what I mean? Like, send a dove to really do a crime these days. Check this out. Okay. So let's go down like the timeline of what the fuck happened, right? So essentially they said, yo, listen, the defendant planned with 4 other individuals. Here we go. The defendant planned with 4 other individuals to travel to Tampa from Jacksonville to kill the victim, Charles Jones, as a retaliation in the ongoing Jacksonville gang war. And they brought 2 AR-style rifles and a Glock firearm. Okay, they tracked the victim and his friends to 3 public locations. By the way, all the locations that we looked up that day, or when we heard about the murder, those are listed as well. At the last location, which occurred in the parking lot of a hotel, 3 of the defendants got out of their car, masked and armed, and began firing multiple times at the 3 vehicles containing the victim and several other individuals. As a result of the continuous rapid gunfire, Charles Jones was killed, with 3 others injured by gunfire. The 2 rifles had brass catchers. Wow. Oh, okay. They had brass catchers attached, which collected all the spent shells, which were ejected when the rifles were shot. 31. God damn. This nigga got, the nigga with the Glock came with a 30 clip and 1 in the head. The nigga left 31 at the scene. Oh, he must have had the what do you call it again?
Which?
That nigga had the fucking he had a button on that shit. 31 9mm spent shells were left behind from the Glock. So the ARs, those shots, you won't get spent shells from them because they had a brass catcher that makes sure they're not left at the scene. The Glock, though, didn't. So they had a 30 clip and they had 1 in the chamber, and they emptied the shit. They made sure they used every last bullet. This pre-planned and coordinated homicide of the victim was conducted in a manner indicating a disregard for safety of the community. The armed assailants intentionally fired a barrage of bullets. If one nigga shot 31 bullets and the other 2 had ARs, which I'm guessing they gotta have 30 as well, they might have fired 90 fucking shots possibly at these guys. I'm surprised that everybody ain't dead. Jesus. Anyway, the armed assailants intentionally fired a barrage of bullets in a public parking lot of a hotel, targeting the victim in the case, and as a result, 3 other individuals were injured by gunfire. In addition, the defendant, Isaiah Chance, was placed on ankle monitor for opposing and resisting law enforcement in Jacksonville, Florida. Approximately a week before his arrest on this case, the defendant made statements to the detective that once he gets off, he was going to flee the state and wants to never be seen again. That's a great way to not get bond. Just tell the cops that when you get off the ankle monitor, or once you get it off, you're gonna be dipping. Perfect. It said the defendant is a flight risk. You think? Okay. It said defendants arrested for 2 dangerous crimes that are capital felonies. Blah blah. All right, cool. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty of what happened. Here's the factual basis. They said between 621 and 623, defendants Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, Sean Gathright, Davion Murphy, Rashad Murphy conspired to commit the first-degree premeditated murder of Charles Jones, known as Julio Fulio. Charles Jones was a prominent documented member of a Jacksonville street gang, 6 Block. All defendants traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa on 6/22, which is June 22. In 2 separate vehicles, a silver Chevy Cruze and a black Chevy Impala, to locate and kill Charles Jones in retaliation for the ongoing rivalry. Defendant Isaiah Chance is a documented ATK member. Rashard Murphy is a documented 1200 gang member, and defendant Davion Murphy is also 1200. There's ongoing rivalry between 6 Block and ATK and 1200. They said on 6/23, Isaiah Chance and his girlfriend, Alicia Andrews, as I told you, I knew that was his girl, right? They were in the silver Chevy Cruze. They tracked and followed the victim and his entourage for two separate locations. Teaser's Gentlemen's Club, which, by the way, I think that, remember that one where he's showing all the people in the back and he's going up the stairs? I think that's that. No, I don't know. Teaser's was the first one. Teasers were the first one. Sorry. And then Truth 18 was a nightclub afterwards, okay? The victim, Charles Jones, was scheduled to make appearances at both Teasers and Truth, which were advertised publicly via his Instagram, Julio Fulio. At both locations, they got out of the vehicle, and Chance could be seen on video surveillance utilizing a cell phone, which the investigation revealed as Alicia Andrews' phone. So apparently, damn, she probably had like a phone case or something like that. Oh, no, actually, they could probably just figure it out which phone made a call at that time that they saw the phone on the surveillance footage. Anyway, they got her IMEI number, call details. So they basically ran warrants at, they probably got Cricket Mobile. I don't know what the fuck these type of plan they probably got, but they probably ran some warrants there. They were communicating with Sean Gathright. Okay, so they were telling Sean Gathright. Okay, so I get it. So the boyfriend and girlfriend, Isaiah Chance and Alicia Andrews, they're in one car, right? In the other car are the 3 niggas that are going to do the hit. Sean Gathright and the 2 older dudes, which is Rashard Murphy and Davion Murphy. Here's the thing, though, and I think this is why Sean Gathright, he's completely cooked. I wouldn't even be surprised if they go for him to get the death penalty, even though he's 18. He's the one who knows both parties. We're not too sure if Rashard Murphy and Isaiah Chance are like that cool, but Sean Gathright, he's the one getting the calls from the girlfriend and Isaiah, and he's in the car with the other 2 dudes, and so pretty much he's the middleman who's communicating the drop to the guys doing the driving that they could follow him, follow Fulio to kill him. So in addition, Isaiah Chance had his own phone. Yo, these people are amazing. Everybody got their phones on them. This shit pinging the cell towers like it's going out of style, which was active in the vicinity of the murder scene. Ooh, okay. You know what that means? He probably either as well followed him to that Holiday Inn, or maybe was across the street. But it's a good possibility that Isaiah Chance witnessed the murder, even though he didn't shoot. He's cooked too. While Chance was seen on camera using Andrew's phone outside of the vehicle, Chance was wearing a black hoodie with a distinctive red logo on it. After the cell phone communication, the second suspect vehicle, black Chevy Impala, arrived to those locations. So, okay, he's driving with his girlfriend, probably acting like, oh yeah, we're just popping up to parties type shit. I don't know why he's getting out of the car, because apparently he's a known ATK member. That's kind of crazy, right? Isaiah Chance is a known ATK, right? Yeah, he's known ATK member. So I don't know why he would be getting out of the car. I would imagine he would send his girl in, and hopefully his girl ain't recognized by none of the people they call ops. Anyway, Let's see. While Chance was seen, okay, he had a red logo on it. After the cell phone communication, the second suspect's vehicle arrived to those locations, which means he gave the drop. Both suspect vehicles then followed the victim and the entourage to the scene where the homicide later occurred. So both cars go to Holiday Inn / Home 2 Suites, located at Cool. The victim was traveling in a 3-car convoy. Okay, so damn. So Fulio had 2 other cars with him, but here's how he probably fucked up. He's driving the same car that he got shot at in before. At Home 2 Suites, the silver Chevy Cruze drives to the victim's parked vehicle twice and then leaves. Which I think the only reason why they probably didn't realize, like, damn, what's up with this car? This car circled the hotel and passed y'all twice. That because if I could go back to the how the scene looked, that means niggas passed him twice. Oh, look. Fulio press conference. Here we go. Yeah. They're gonna show the surveillance footage, and that's when we could right here. Cool. So yeah. So essentially, right here. Hold up. Yeah. So apparently a car drives by here twice. So this is Fulio's car right here. Shit, my bad. Fulio's car is right here. So a random car drives by, circles the joint, and drive by again. Fulio is probably so occupied with trying to get the room, him and his homies, that they're not really tapped into, like, yo, that car is not one of our cars. You know what I mean? Anyway. At Home 2 Suites, the silver Chevy Cruze drives by the victim, parked vehicle twice, and then 3 shooters get out of the black Chevy Impala and begin shooting. Oh, so the girl and Isaiah was there. They're in the Chevy Cruze. They drive by just to spot him. They probably got tints or something. I wonder if Fulio knew that Isaiah nigga, because that nigga is like mad close to everything right now. Anyway, the girlfriend and the nigga drive by twice, and when they see and they make sure they know what car he in, where he's sitting, and they're probably gonna tell the other niggas, "Yo, go do it." They began shooting at the victims, killing Charles, shooting victims number 2, Xavier Edwards, number 3, Gino Norris, and number 4, Camilla Bentley. Based on the investigation, the 3 shooters in the black Chevy Impala are Rashard Murphy, Sean Gathright, and Davion Murphy. Based on the video surveillance at the murder, approximately 4:34 a.m., the suspect Impala could be seen arriving at an intersection and took the same path of travel as the victims into the home suite parking lot. The victims had parked, blah, blah. All right, cool. So we kind of know about the murder. I don't want to like drag this out too much. We want to get into how stupid these niggas are, because that's the only thing that's entertaining to me. Okay. All right. Okay. So they basically 3 shooters exited, began working their way to the victims on foot. A Tesla camera in sentry mode. I don't know what the fuck is sentry mode? Okay. Captured not only both suspect vehicles driving right in front of it, but also all 3 shooters. God damn, Tesla solving the crimes. All 3 shooters on foot passing to get to the victims. The 3 shooters are described as shooter 1 with the average sized male with dark skin exposed above his face mask, wearing military style leather black boots, long dark jeans with a rip in the left knee. God damn. So shooter 1 was armed with a pistol and a visible extended magazine sticking out of it. He carried the pistol in his left hand and shot it with his left. So, damn, my boy was on his James Harden shit. Shooter 2 is a skinny male, taller, wearing a dark blue hoodie, long pants. He had a lighter skin complexion, that's Gathray, showing above his face mask to the top of his hood, and he was armed with a long AR-style rifle that had a bag attached to it to the ejection port, consistent in appearance to black mesh brass catcher. Brass catchers are designed to be attached to rifles for the purpose of collecting spent casing as they're ejected from the firearm to prevent them from falling on the ground. Okay, shooter 3 was heavier than the other 2. By the way, these are all things we pointed out instantly, right? Shooter 3 was heavier than the other 2 and was wearing black clothing, blah, blah. He was armed with an AR-style rifle, also with a brass catcher. Okay, shooter 1 fired. All right, blah, blah, blah. The muzzle rate of the flashes on the video, along with the impact on the windshield, made it apparent that the pistol the shooter one was armed with was firing at a fully automatic, so he had the button on it. Okay. Ultimately, 31 9mm spent shell cases were found at the scene, consistent with where shooter one stood. Also appeared to target shooter 2 and 3 also appeared to target Charles Jones. However, the Nissan Altima, which was positioned approximately 10 feet south of his car, appeared to have been intentionally targeted as well, as multiple bullets hits the back window, and ultimately one struck victim number 4. No spent rifle casings were recovered at the scene, further confirming that rifles were equipped with brass catchers. Okay. The 9mm casings came from a generation Glock 5. Based on the evidence, okay, cool. All right. The occupants, Chance and Andrews, so the boyfriend and girlfriend of the Chevy Cruze, are acting as lookouts and tracking the movements of the victims before the occupants of the Chevy Impala arrive. Okay, so we know that. All right, now this is where it gets spooky with all the goddamn technology they got. They said license plate reader search was conducted for all vehicles matching the make, model, and year range of the suspect vehicles, with guidance of having likely traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa. The results of the license plate reader research revealed a possible tag for a black Chevy Impala suspect vehicle, blah, 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 registered to Sean Gathwright's address. Okay, you got to take mama's car to go do the hit. That's good. It's good. You got to use a family vehicle to go kill the op. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Yo, mom, I'm going to the store. I'll be right back. Give me the keys. Go do a hit. Perfect. You know what I mean? Research revealed a possible tag for the silver Chevy Cruze as Florida tag, blah, blah. It was registered to a 2018 silver Chevy Cruze in Jacksonville. That was registered to a female who was confirmed to have shared an address with defendant Rashard Murphy's blood brother, currently in prison. Photos of the license plate readers confirm both vehicles are consistent to blah, blah. All right, bet. All right, cool. Oh, here's another thing. The license plate reader research determined both vehicles left Jacksonville in the afternoon, around the same time the victim had been posted on Instagram, offering to share his address at Airbnb. The following license plate reader hit confirms the path of travel. So basically, they got these niggas even probably more dead to rights than like YNW Melly, man. Look, these are all the places license plate readers hit on that car. So this is the car with the boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah. So right here, yeah, they take this highway, they get on I-75, this place, and now they're in Tampa. Okay. And basically the black Chevy Impala, that's where the shooters are. And let me see what they do. Oh, okay. They're not following behind each other, even though technically, actually they are following behind each other. Yeah, they're following behind each other. You know what I can tell? 1939 hours, they get hit on I-75 for the first car. And 1939 hours, the other car gets hit. So they're kind of, I mean, shit, drive back to back. I get it. Okay, cool. So they're pretty much like almost close to each other, but I think one of them starts going in the direction where Fulio probably is posting, right? So the shooters are going to go somewhere else. And then the others are going to try to like kind of track him via his social media posts. They confirmed both vehicles traveling in the south direction, blah, blah. Prior to the homicide, the Cruze traveled back towards Jacksonville and the Impala traveled east towards Polk County. At least, this is after. What is this? Oh, okay. So after the murder, one goes back to Jacksonville, one car, and then the other car, I think, with the shooters. Yeah. And the one with the shooters go towards like Atlanta. All right. All good. All right. I'm just trying to like extract the interesting shit. So the license plate reader research revealed that on 5/28. By the way, this is how this is like a Fourth Amendment thing, I guess. I didn't even know that tow trucks have license plate readers on them. So police, while trying to confirm that those cars belong, because they now have to have mad proof that those cars came from that household, that is very likely that it's in that car. They pull up a license plate reader log from 5/28, which is May 28th, less than a month before the murder. And a BMW bearing tag, blah, 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 registered to the defendant, Isaiah Chance, was photographed in the driveway of the defendant, Sean Gathrigh's house. Okay. So basically they're saying we're now proving that they all know each other, right? This nigga's car was in his driveway. And by the way, here's the thing. The license plate reader was equipped to a tow truck. Now, technically, I don't think that's like violation of the Fourth Amendment, right? So your Fourth Amendment right is like, you have a right to privacy and you can't be like getting legally searched or seized. However, like, for example, if a cop pulls up to your car, right? Cop pulls up to your car and, say you got somebody dead, just laying down in the back seat, dead as a motherfucker, right? The windows is up, it's tinted. He don't see it, right? For him to go in there, he got to get a warrant, even if somebody tipped him off, right? He has to go get that warrant to do it, right? Now, if he looks through the window and just sees the dead person, he don't need no warrant. Like, it's good because it's within like basically the whole thing they argue is that you have no right to privacy if your windows ain't tinted and niggas can see in your car. Like, when the nigga's supposed to close his eyes and not look at a dead body. So pretty much at that point, they don't need the goddamn warrant. They could just be like, all right, that's the probable cause to search the car. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So essentially, I say that to say, I think it's kind of mad intrusive that tow trucks is just driving around like motherfucking, like, them Google shits that just be taking pictures. What the fuck? So they're using a tow truck's photo. I'm pretty sure the tow truck wasn't even trying to tow their cars. But because the tow truck has this technology on it, that gets to be piggyback into a murder investigation later, which that's crazy. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that, like, because the car's parked in a driveway, the argument the prosecutor is going to say is if you didn't put it in a garage, you have no right to privacy. So we could just drive by and take pictures every day of every car parked wherever, which to me is like, nigga, how could you do crime these days, bro? Anyway, hopefully you got what I just said. The suspect Black Impala is registered under the name of Sean Gathrigh's mother. However, it was determined to be primarily driven by Sean Gathright as his personal vehicle. Both vehicles were placed into FCIC as a felony wanted vehicles. On 6/26 at approximately 6:45, Gwinnett County Sheriff located the Silver Cruise pulled into a hotel parking lot. So the shooters try to dip. Gwinnett County deputies attempted to do a felony stop. So by the way, what day did Fulio get arrested? No, not Fulio get arrested. Fulio die. Fulio, the 23rd. So essentially, police solved the shit in 3 days. So 3 days they solved it. They were just working on, obviously crossing their T's, dotting their I's, probably trying to apprehend one to snitch on the rest. Like, they want to get a really lockdown case, right? So they tried to do a felony stop after they put like an APB out on the car to stop to take the vehicle into custody, which at the point, the sole occupant, a black male, jumped out the driver's seat and ran. My bad. Ignore law enforcement commands to stop. The black man was arrested for obstruction and was identified as Rashard Murphy. Okay? Now, granted, at that point, chat, they know this guy has something to do with the murder, but they don't immediately charge him with murder, I think. And also, sometimes they'll just catch and release that people think that they got away. Rashard Murphy was driving the suspect silver Chevy Cruze seat on the... Oh, this is Isaiah Chance's car. He was seen driving the silver suspect car on the vehicle at a homicide, blah, blah. All right, cool. Then on 6/26, the suspect's Chevy Impala was captured near the Polk County, was captured in Polk County near the house of Sean Gathrigh's family member. Witness 1. Detective made contact with Witness 1 and obtained a statement from them. Witness 1 went on to advise that Witness 1 was contacted by Sean Gathright on the afternoon of 6/23 from his telephone number here. Gathright told witness 1 that he was on the way to visit and subsequently arrived at the residence sometime during the evening hours. Witness 1 advised that when he arrived, he was driving the black Impala in question. Okay. So this is the first snitch. Shout out to witness 1. According to witness 1, during Gathwright's visit, he stated he had given a ride to a couple of friends to what witness 1 assumed was the Tampa area. Gathright ate dinner at witness 1's house, went into the bedroom. Oh shit, that nigga took a nap before murder. This nigga's dangerous. Yo, the nigga went took a shower, ate dinner, and took a nap? Oh, nah, this type of nigga is dangerous, bro. And then left to return to Jacksonville. Huh. Oh, okay. So now putting this together, they didn't immediately jet back to Jacksonville. Oh, this is after the murder. My bad. This is after the murder. Remember, he dies, Fulio dies in the morning, so 4 a.m. Remember they said, oh yeah, this is in the afternoon. When he, yeah. So this is after he did the murder. So he ate dinner, he took a nap, and then he left to go back to Jacksonville. Yo, this is a cold-blooded nigga, my nigga. Yo, how could you kill somebody? Everybody, this is making national news. You go eat dinner, and you just over here like taking a nap, like nothing happened. Wow. So he left the Chevy Impala at the address and drove away a gold. Oh, he left the car. Okay. Drove away a gold 2004 Toyota 4Runner, which is registered to Gathwright's mother, back to Jacksonville. Witness 1 advised that prior to switching vehicles, Gathright had removed items from the Impala and transferred them to the 4Runner. Okay. Who's witness 1? I'm trying to it's a family member. Oh, Gathwright's own family member snitched on it. Perfect. I like that. We got to shout out to the fam. You know what I mean? They probably realize he's a ruthless type of nigga, man. Got to get him out of here. Witness 1 advised that some of these items were camera bags, and Gathright allegedly used to store his photography equipment. Now, I could tell you what probably happened. The police tracked all this shit down to the family's house and start threatening them with accessory to murder. Like, yo, we know he hid out here before he went back to Tampa. You were part of it. You're fucking getting charged. Okay? You're a part of it. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they had a lawyer or whatever, but they said, no, hell no, I wasn't part of it. I will cooperate. Okay? And probably in exchange for their cooperation, witness 1 is in charge as accessory. Because if a nigga kills somebody, comes to your house, takes a shower, takes a nap, eats dinner, and switches cars, sounds like you in on it. You get what I'm saying? So it looked like this family member won't know parts of it. Witness 1 provided consent to detectives to review their surveillance camera footage. Detectives confirmed Sean Gathright arrived at the house at approximately 12 hours after the homicide, up at approximately 3:30. Now, this tells me that they probably had an Airbnb or a hotel. He probably went back to the hotel after the murder. And, hotel checkout time are usually at like noon, 1 o'clock if you push it to late checkout, or maybe it was an Airbnb. So that's why he probably gets there this is 3:30. I can't speak today. This is 4:30. So he gets there in the afternoon. We're in all black, similar to the clothes that were there. He went inside the house for a couple of hours, came back out at what's this? I can't do math. 6:30. So he came out 2 hours later. He appeared to be wiping and cleaning the vehicle's exterior and door handles with a rag. This nigga been watching a lot of movies. While he was speaking on a cellular phone, he also transferred multiple bags into the garage where the gold 4Runner bearing Florida tag blah blah was located, and he left in the same car. On 6:26 during the evening hours, JSO conducted a traffic stop for the traffic infraction on the 4Runner Gathright was driving. Okay, the odor of marijuana was detected. Clearly, they were tracking this thing, right? The odor of marijuana was detected, which led to a probable cause search. During the search, JSO located a Glock 9mm semi-automatic pistol in the center console. The search also revealed a bag consistent to the one being seen getting transferred from the Impala to the 4Runner at the family member's house. Inside the bag, they located 223 live rounds and approximately 9 rifle spent casings. They also located a loose 9mm barrel and a loose firing pin belonging to a Glock. I think these guys, this guy was using guns a lot. They were switching out mad parts. Obviously, they have the basket for the rifles that they could catch in spent shells. But this nigga clearly also, the nigga got a firing pin. A lot of people, even if you use guns a lot, you don't know how to fucking take out, remove a firing pin and put a firing pin back in. A barrel is a little bit easier for a 9mm, but like a firing pin, this is like some, you know how to disassemble a gun and put it back together probably, right? The barrel and the firing pin were determined to come from a Generation 5 9mm Glock. So what this is kind of sounding like, the gun, it looks like they left that gun in the bag, and I don't know if maybe he did it or one of the other the Rashad dudes or the Murphy dudes. They disassembled the gun, hoping that it couldn't get traced back, right? So they took out a firing pin. They probably switched it out. So what happens is when they do ballistics, right? When they do ballistics on oh yeah, they were trying real hard not to get caught. So this is okay. Let me try to explain. Everybody who's familiar with guns probably get what I'm saying already. But if you're not familiar with guns, I got to give you like a little crash course. So if you ever see the movies and it's like, yo, they find a spent shell casing, right? What happens on a spent shell casing? I can't show y'all a bullet on here. I think that's TOS. But the way how a bullet gets fired, there's something called a firing pin in a gun, in a handgun, that strikes the back of the bullet, which is the casing. That shit has a bunch of accelerant and it spits out the bullet and the casing comes out. Now, here's the thing, how they usually match a casing to a particular gun. The firing pin, it'll leave kind of almost the same type of unique like strike. It's like striking a match. So it's leaving the same, remember, it's mechanical. It's leaving the same kind of strike pattern. And when they go through ballistics and they have spent shells, they could compare it to the firing pins and say, oh, most likely this spent shell came from this gun. But you know how you could avoid that? You change the firing pin. So each firing pin and how it's set up, like, is gonna impact the bullet differently. So essentially, they were trying to, or they probably did already, they disassembled the firing pin. That the only bullet evidence that was there were the spent shell casings from the 31 handgun bullets, the 9mm. If now they can't track that through ballistics, right? And that's what these guys are thinking. Now you can't use the gun evidence to get them caught. You get what I'm saying? So they were trying. Okay, so the barrel, and also they probably switched out the barrel too, right? So the thing with the barrel is that as the bullet is flying down the barrel to exit the gun, a barrel will have unique, like, almost ridges and whatever that kind of impact the bullet, and that could be used also to track it back to the same gun. So the two things that they would need to do: replace the firing pin, replace the barrel. By the way, it's not even illegal to do that. You could people upgrade their firing pins or even triggers or barrels already. But if you were trying to do a murder and trying to get away with it, these would be the two things to kind of do on an elementary level. There's much more things, but anyway. All right, so essentially they're doing some shit to try to get away with it. Is that ultimately neither the pistol found in the car nor the loose barrel and firing pin matched the casing from this homicide. So clearly they put that firing pin back in a gun and they put that barrel back on a gun and tried to recreate it on a ballistic level, and they said it's not the same, right? The spent shell casings found in Gathride's vehicle did have a presumptive match, though. So these are so we're talking about the bullets from the handgun. Now we're talking about the bullets from the rifle. Those did have a presumptive match to 2 prior shootings. Look at this shit. Now, here's my theory. Every time these guys did shootings in the last maybe year or two, they would have it when they did with an AR, they would have this brass catcher thing that wouldn't leave spent shells from the AR, right? Remember, the spent shells got left from the Glocks, which are handguns, but not from the rifles because they have this thing that catches it. here's the thing. It says, so I imagine they have like these duffel bags or they're calling camera bags. And I'm pretty sure they probably, a couple of the bullets or not, the casings kind of like fall in the bag somewhere. You get what I'm saying? And that's what the police find. So they run that with other proof of shootings they've had in the past. And apparently they say one of the shootings was a homicide on 5/23. So they're believing either Sean Gathright himself killed somebody a month before, right? Or Rashard Murphy or Davion Murphy. Now they're going to play this whole big game of snitching. I'm pretty sure this is how I believe this is going to go down. The girl is cooked. She got to snitch. She's a girl. Nobody gives a fuck if women snitch. I think she's going to snitch, right? The Chance dude, I think he's a little fucked because, I mean, it kind of almost looks like it probably was his plan or he was so integral to the plan. Yeah, unless he snitches too, but we don't know. Anyway, this is what I think is going to happen for the other three. Sean Gathright, they're probably going to say, bro, not only do we have you for this murder, but we're trying to pin this murder and this murder and this murder on you. You're getting a needle, my nigga. Like, it's going to be a situation where they're like, if you don't want to see the needle, snitch on these other guys. But it's not going to be like no Robert Allen thing where like he gets out in 5 years. So, okay. So there's a murder on 5/23 in proximity to a girlfriend of the defendant, Isaiah Chance. So that also brings Isaiah Chance into the mix, which maybe he did the shooting. Maybe he usually borrows the same guns or uses the same guns. And this is a report here. The second shooting, right, was a prior attempt on the life of the victim, Charles Jones, on 10/7.
Let me get this straight. You running around with guns that you killed. Hashtag unalive. Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
In 23. Let's go look at what happened then. And they're saying Sean Gathright or whoever was in possession of those guns. We know definitely Sean Gathright was, but we don't know if Rashard Murphy or Davion Murphy and possibly even Isaiah could have been a part of that. Check this out. Fulio shot at November, no, it's 10/23, October 23. Let's see. Okay, we got to find. Here we go. Was that when he got shot in his foot? That's when he got shot in the foot, right? Shot in foot, Fulio. After this, I'm going to Drake stuff. Don't worry. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is what it is. Yeah, this is when he got shot in the foot. Oh, wow. So the same nigga who shot him in the foot came back to give him a headshot. This is crazy. Wait, let me see. All right, let me just play this.
Under the name Fulio was shot in the foot. A picture obtained by First Coast News shows the car he was.
Crazy. The nigga stayed with the same car. This is him after he got shot in the foot.
No, you don't play with nobody. Mama, kids, like innocence, none of that. You don't.
The Nardo Wicks.
Place while I was awake, I was screaming like a bitch, bro. Used both of my feet. I fell straight to the ground, and I crawled behind the car. When I crawled behind this car, I'm like, what the fuck? I think my foot, bro. I got hit in the foot. So I get up. I walk to the house I pulled to. I don't even know them from a can of paint. Where I could see through the window, it's a nigga sitting on the fucking couch. I don't know if he watching TV, porn, what the fuck he doing. I'm banging on his door like, hey, help, I need help, like on shot type shit. And I'm hitting this little door ring type shit, the little doorbell shit. He ain't come to the door. So I had to hop back to the car and drive to the hospital after that.
Damn, I mean, this is when he got shot in the foot. And apparently, according to this document, they're saying that gun, so the same gun that shot him in the foot less than a year ago ended up killing him as well. Okay, on June 27th, approximately at 7 o'clock, Jacksonville Sheriff Office executed a co-affiant search warrant in relation to the homicide of Isaiah Chance. President Isaiah Chance's house was his current girlfriend, Alicia Andrews. During their search, they observed in plain sight items of evidence that appeared to be linked to our homicide in Tampa, including a Glock 9mm pistol with an extended magazine. So they think that was the gun. A box to a Generation 5 Glock 9mm firearm.
On his door like, hey, help.
Girlfriend, Alicia Andrews. During their search, they observed in plain sight items. Girlfriend, Alicia Andrews. During their search, they observed in plain sight items of evidence that appeared to be linked to our homicide in Tampa. Girlfriend, Alicia Andrews. During their search, they observed in plain sight items of evidence that appeared to be linked to our homicide in Tampa, including a Glock 9mm pistol with an extended magazine. So they think that was the gun. A box to a Generation 5 Glock 9mm firearm, and notes detailing Glock switches in a notebook. You got to have a little handy dandy notepad. You got to keep one of these, man. Got to keep one of these. You feel me? So notes detailing Glock switches in a notebook. That's crazy. JSO detectives also observed a poster and drawing with fist making a thumbs down symbol and the words bully down hanging on Chan's bedroom. They indicated that they knew from their intimate knowledge of the rivalry between ATK and 6 Block that was a diss showing disrespect to the victim, Charles Jones. Glock 9mm located at Isaiah's Chan's house did not back to the homicide. So they're saying nothing is actually they're saying nothing is actually tied back to that homicide. They can't find the Glock yet. Which, by the way, I would imagine if these guys are doing so much, nigga, toss the gun, right? On 6/27, 7 o'clock, they executed a search warrant at Sean Gathride's house in reference to one of their own homicide investigations. The scope of the search included firearm-related items. During the search, in a gun safe, they located multiple rifles, with at least one equipped with a brass catcher, consistent with one seen on camera. 2 9mm spent casings were found in the safe as the rifles. The spent casings were a presumptive match to this. Oh, okay. So now they get to find a match to the scene. So they found that Sean Gathride's crib. Found at the scene of this homicide and attempted homicide on blah blah blah. Okay. Although multiple Glocks were recovered, the actual Glock used in his homicide has not been recovered by law enforcement. When Rashad was found by Gwinnett County, he was found in possession of an iPhone actively used to get GPS directions back to the hotel he was caught driving at. That's another thing too. Like when you type in GPS locations and like you have, I don't know, be like, hey, I'm going to the store, and you type in the store name, like that's like permanently in the record. So, these guys putting in their phone, hey, take me back to Jacksonville, or how do I get back to Jacksonville? That's there. Rashard Murphy's girlfriend was inside the hotel room. Gwinnett SO homicide detective conducted a consensual interview with the girlfriend, who advised that the phone Rashad had with phone number blah blah was hers. However, she advised she shares the phone with Rashad and he uses it often, which led to obtaining a co-affiant search warrant to search the phone. A search of the phone found in possession of the defendant provided evidence into this homicide. In the device on June 18th, a photograph was taken of a Florida driver license belonging to Davion Murphy, providing a link between Rashad and Davion. The photograph was taken, depicted the feet of the person taking the photograph and the floorboard of the vehicle. The person in the photograph was wearing black military style boots consistent to the appearance of the boots seen worn by the shooter. And approximately 4:11 a.m., a screenshot of the Airbnb rental confirmation was taken, which read, "Hello, Rashad. Thanks for your reservation." The confirmation text in the Airbnb related that per the HOA policy, the renter needed to submit blah, blah. Okay. Around the same time, the screenshot of the Airbnb text was confirmed. A photo of Rashad Murphy's Florida identification was also taken. The Airbnb was booked under the name of the defendant, Rashad Murphy. Okay, that's cool. Identified at this spot. The Airbnb was booked from 22 to 24, which proved that the Airbnb the defendant stayed at during their time. The Airbnb was equipped with a Ring camera at the door at approximately 7:55 on 6/22. Defendant Alicia Andrews, that's a girl, could be seen ringing the doorbell and entering the front door. The Ring camera is set up to capture any motion, and there was no further activations throughout the evening. The owner of the Airbnb related that there's a back door with no camera. Following the homicide, the first activation of the Ring camera was at 14 hours, which is following the homicide. What time would that be? Oh, that's 2:09. And it was Isaiah Chance stepping out briefly with a champagne flute in his left hand. Oh, shit. These niggas was really probably at the spot drinking Don Julio. Yeah, these niggas is really like, they were crashing out. I ain't gonna lie. Approximately at 3:01, Davion Murphy was seen carrying a bag into the parking lot. He did not come out via the front door. However, he ultimately comes back in the Airbnb in the front door, passing the camera. Gathright passes the camera multiple times. Defendant Alicia Andrews could be seen leaving the Airbnb wearing the same clothing consistent to what she wore during the offense. The Ring camera at the defendant's Airbnb plays Isaiah Chance, Sean Gathright, Alicia Andrews, Davion Murphy in Tampa, and identifiable on the camera. Rashad Murphy was not captured on Airbnb cameras. However, from the Airbnb cameras, a gray Infiniti SUV could be seen waiting in the background as the defendants are leaving. The SUV was identified as an Uber. The SUV departed from the Airbnb approximately 15:08 on 6/23. So they left 3:08. The Uber was a 2016 gray Infiniti XQ60 owned and operated by Witness 2. Witness 2 related. He was hired. Yo, these niggas is crazy. These niggas took an Uber back. He was hired via the Uber app to drive a customer from Tampa to Jacksonville. He said that he picked up 3 people at the Airbnb that were staying in Tampa and took those same 3 people to an address known to detectives as Sean Gathwright's house. Perfect. Sean Gathwright's house is equipped with a Vivint surveillance camera. A search warrant was obtained for a Vivint video, which revealed the Uber arriving at 5. Is that 5? No, that's 6:31. Okay, so 6:31. And on that day, in the camera, Rashad Murphy, Isaiah Chance, and Alicia Andrews could be seen coming from the Uber. Witness 2 identified the same 3 people on the camera. So it appears that Rashad Murphy, Isaiah Chance, and Alicia Andrews go back to Jacksonville, and then Davion Murphy and Gathright, they go to Atlanta, or try to go to Atlanta, or Georgia, actually. Cool. All right, the same people were seen at the Airbnb, and Rashad Murphy could be seen wearing the same jeans consistent with what he wore when he got caught driving the suspect's silver Cruise during this capture. Okay. Oh, and apparently Rashad then goes to Georgia too, after he goes back to Tampa, after he goes back to Jacksonville, which is okay. In addition to capturing footage from the Uber arriving post-homicide, the camera at his house captured pre-homicide activity. They showed defendants Isaiah Chance and Sean Gathright loading bags big enough to carry rifles into the black Chevy Impala early that day to begin their trip. Search warrant was obtained for the cell site data of the phones, and basically was revealed that Rashad Murphy left his girlfriend phone in Jacksonville and likely traveled to Tampa with no phones. Now, here's the thing. It don't matter if he was smart enough to leave his phone, but everybody else got phones. So you have 3 other people who are like literally just walking GPS data. From the geolocation cell site, Rashad Murphy phone, it was determined he made a stop in Walmart the night before coming down to Tampa. Video was obtained. It showed Rashad Murphy identifiable. He was wearing clothes consistent with the shooter who fired the Glock switch pistol. He was wearing, okay, blah, blah, all right. The cell site data from Alicia's phone showed her traveling from there to there. Her phone was tracked to the Airbnb at the same time. It showed her travel to a McDonald's at 1:40 a.m. Video footage was obtained from the McDonald's to show Andrews in the front passenger seat of the Cruise at the time of the McDonald's food run. Davion Murphy was driving the cruise. Post Miranda Alicia Andrews related. What? Oh, she's snitching. Post Miranda means that they read her Miranda rights, and she said Isaiah Chance, which is her boyfriend, was in the back seat of the car during the McDonald's run and claimed she didn't know who was driving the cruise at the time. Her phone returns to the Airbnb before heading to teasers. Andrew's phone placed it. So by the way, Andrews wasn't at that Airbnb then. So remember, everybody kept saying that Airbnb that Fulio was at. No, they weren't there. They were just waiting. Looked like they were just waiting the whole time, just waiting, because the nigga's posting everything on his story, and they know he has to show up to 2 clubs, right? So they're waiting for him to go in public, that they could get up with him, that they could just keep following him. Her phone placed at teasers at the same time she was seen on camera there in the passenger of the cruise and later exiting the cruise. Her call detail records show communication to Sean Gathright. Remember, Sean Gathright is in the other car. But now we know something different though. So one of the guys has to get out of that car to go in the other car for the 3 shooters. But Alicia Andrews is calling either her or Chance. He might be using her phone. All right. Then it's tracked to Truth 18 at the same time. Her phone is tracked to the homicide scene at the same time. And her phone is tracked to the Airbnb post-homicide. Andrew's phone tracked at Sean Gathwright's house in... okay. A search of her Instagram revealed messages sent on 6/21 asking someone to book an Airbnb for her in Tampa for 6/22. Andrews was asking for something with 2 bedrooms, showing that she was trying to get someone else to book the Airbnb under their name. However, it was ultimately booked under Rashad Murphy's name, an Apple iCloud warrant. Oh, man. Revealed on 3 separate occasions while following the victim's entourage. Her phone shared his location with Sean Gathright. Okay, yeah, so she was giving out the drop big time. Alicia Andrews provided a post-Miranda statement where she identified herself in all the footage. Oh, yeah, she's cooked. Yeah, she's telling chat. She's telling. She's telling. Post-Miranda means, this is when they say you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney, blah, blah, blah. If you cannot afford it, one will be provided to you, all of that type of shit. They basically say that because anything you say before could not always, but could end up not be admissible in court. So they read you the shit, and anything you say afterwards, shit, they got your ass. Now, I don't know, maybe she ain't get a lawyer, but she's like pinpointing them like, oh, you know what it is? She's trying to do the innocent shit. Like, she's a girl, so she could do the innocent shit. So rather than probably get the lawyer, she was like, no, I didn't know what was going on. I'm just with my boyfriend. Like, I had no parts to do with this. Obviously, she don't realize that they're going to run warrants on your phone. They're going to see you being a part of setting it up. They're going to see you sharing locations while y'all are stalking this car. But she's probably playing the innocent girl thing. Oh, yeah, that's me in the car, but I'm just with my boyfriend. I don't know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? Like, one of those typical, girl things where I'm just like on for the ride. Like, basically, you could tell she's down to give up her boyfriend. She's down to give up her boyfriend. What the fuck are y'all spamming in the chat? Somebody said JoJo Simmons was dropped. Stop playing. Okay. So she identified herself in all the footage she was seen in and identified her boyfriend as the male driving okay, so she's telling her boyfriend that. As the male driving the suspect vehicle. The silver Chevy Cruze. So she identified her boyfriend. She didn't identify the other dude, which maybe she didn't know that guy. The Murphy dude, right? Rashad Murphy. Andrews admitted to allowing Isaiah Chance to use her phone. Oh, yes. Ain't nothing like pinning it on your man. She said, I know y'all got that on my phone, but really, he was using my phone, okay? Get that fuck nigga. She's trying to get out of his mind. To use her phone while he communicated with Sean Gathright. She denied knowledge of this homicide and was caught lying multiple times. Oh, my God, during her interview. She related that she was only at Teasers in Truth because she and Chance were thinking of going to a party there. You're going to the party where your op is at. You drove 3 hours to party with your op. Okay. Damn. No, she did bad. She did bad, chat. She did bad. Wow. Chat, we're getting to Drake after this. Calm down. We're almost done. Andrews relayed that she and Chance went up to the front doors of both clubs to ask how much it was to get in. However, she claimed they were lost and were turned around in the parking lot, denying knowing the victims were there. Sean Gathride's phone was most active in the Impala. It also travels from, so basically she answered questions, she got caught line. It also travels down from Jacksonville at the same time as the others. Gathride's phone is in the vicinity of the house when he's on, okay, cool. Did Gathright answer no questions? Probably not, right? Okay. iCloud search warrant of Gathride's phone revealed Apple iMessages, instant messages, where Gathride's phone messaged the female. He asked her to contact a male who was with the victims, attempting to solicit updates. What? Revealed Gathride's phone message to a female. He asked her to contact a male. Oh, so there was a guy who is a mutual friend or some guy. So this is crazy. So I guess he hits a girl that he knows, and the girl was gonna hit a guy who was with them to say, "Where y'all at? We trying to pull up." But a guy's going. Well, not all guys, but some guy might be like, "Oh, some bitches trying to pull it out. We'll tell them where we're gonna be at." Attempted to solicit the updates on the victim's location from 1 to 2. And stop messaging that person after the suspect cruise. Okay, so once the other car got a line of sight on the victims in front of Teasers, so they see Fulio and they said, "Oh, we good, we got him." So they stopped messaging that other person trying to get the drop. Isaiah's phone was not as active since he primarily used Isaiah Chance's phone was not as active since he primarily used Alicia Andrews' phones during the surveillance and tracking the victim's vehicle. However, it too was tracked from Jacksonville to Tampa. Chance's phone tracked to 15, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. His phone was in the vicinity, blah, is okay. A Cash App subpoena. Yo, all these apps y'all use, they just, as soon as the subpoena come, they're like, take it. Subpoena of his verified Cash App account, Mr. Rich Off War. God damn. Revealed around the same time the Airbnb confirmation screenshot was taken on Rashard Murphy's phone. A charge of $361 was made on a Cash App card paid to Airbnb. Okay, so he uses Cash App card. It appeared that even though the Airbnb the defendant stayed at was booked under Rashard Murphy's name, it was financed by Isaiah Chance. I told you his girlfriend gonna flip on him, and even though he didn't pull the trigger, they're gonna say he's the mastermind. He's fucked, and the trigger man, because he got other shootings. The young trigger guy, which is Sean Gathright, he's fucked too. Davion Murphy's phone, blah blah. All right, cool. Let's see. Anything else? Trying to see if anything more. Okay, there was evidence that Rashard Murphy did not have his phone, blah blah. Gathright phone. Okay, during 12:58. So this is later. So later in the day, Gathright phone messaged 2 separate numbers while they were still at the Airbnb in Tampa. One message read, "I'm coming home. My thirst is quenched. I pop a bottle of Don Julio today." Yo, this nigga's fucking stupid, bro. This nigga did a murder, went to have dinner, took a nap, took a shower, moving guns from car to car, and then he's texting his homies, "Yo, I'm coming home. My thirst." Yo, niggas is stupid, bro. "I'm coming home. My thirst is quenched. Pop a bottle of Don Julio today." This is great. The other message read, "I'm coming home. My thirst is quenched. I love you." A. Murphy signed his name to both messages sent from Gathright's phone. Oh, okay. So apparently that wasn't. Oh, that wasn't Sean. That was Rashard Murphy or Davion Murphy? Oh, it is Davion Murphy. A. Murphy signed messages to both names, and it was proven Davion Murphy had his own phone. Oh, so they believe just so gang detectives with intimate knowledge of Charles Jones, aka Julio Fulio, and 6 Block know that sipping on Don Julio is intended to disrespect Julio himself. The motive for the homicide is tied to an ongoing feud. Okay, we know this, we know this, we know this. All right. They're saying they stalked they stalked him. They tracked and stalked him to 3 separate public locations with the intent of killing him by utilizing 3 gunmen who were heavily armed. There were innocent citizens at all 3 locations. The final location, the 3 armed suspects fired in the public lot, fired multiple times. All right. Now, they're asking for denial of bond. What's going to be interesting is when it comes down to, and I forgot, I think they said, let me Google it. And this is the last thing before we get to Drake. I know y'all want Drake so bad. When does prosecutor... I think they have to, if the prosecutor, okay, so in Florida, because this became a thing in the Melly trial, that's why they were trying to get it like taken off. Prosecutor must file a notice with the court within 45 days of arraignment. It doesn't look like the arraignment has happened yet. Apparently, it's supposed to happen in 2 days. 2 days or tomorrow. But within 45 days of the arraignment, the prosecutor has to notify the court if they're going to seek the death penalty. I think this is a...
Yeah, the boy Cook, man. He's out of here.